Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today bringing you my Fallout 4 wishlist video and my second video of the day. Now before anything, be sure to check out the link in the description to my previous video, which is the most Skyrim game since Skyrim. Anyways, this series is created by your comments, so be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what you would like to see in the next installment of the Fallout franchise. If your comment is awesome enough, you will be featured along with two other commenters just like, hey, he's back again, Flaming Baby Punch, with another fantastic wish. He's talking about warring factions. He says, in New Vegas and Skyrim there were warring factions, the NCR and Legion, Stormcloaks and Imperials. However, nothing would really happen. I think there should be dynamic events to make the war actually have an effect on the wasteland. For example, factions can attack or take over settlements at any time. Now, we have talked about dynamic events in games, but I want to talk about the factions themselves. I do want the wars or the rivalries between these two factions brought to life, and dynamic events of them battling each other is one way that can happen. But I want actual dynamic events, Bethesda, like actual, holy crap, this just happened out of nowhere in front of me. All the games this year, there hasn't been one game I can think of that actually has dynamic events. They say they have dynamic events, but Dragon Age, AC Unity, etc., all these games, the enemies spawn in the same area. Like, it's always the same place where I run into these, quote, dynamic events, and it's very annoying when you're spending so much time in these worlds and it starts to more feel like a game and you know that they're spawning there more than, oh, this just kind of happened by chance. Two factions crossed each other and they started fighting. And if it happens rarely because it's a dynamic event and they don't cross each other that often and it doesn't happen where you're there at the same time, then fine, but we want dynamic battles. Now, also, like he said, I think it would be very cool for them to somehow have an effect on the wasteland, such as sections of the map being owned by the NCR, and then all of a sudden the Legion come in and take it, and now that section of the map is owned by the Legion, or, you know, I've stated this in the past, so I'm not going to really reiterate myself, but I do want to see more dynamic events brought to life and warring factions, etc. Anyways, moving on to the next one from Mark Smith. This is an awesome one. He says he wants more radio stations with DJs like 3Dog, but with their own propaganda and own versions of telling your impact on the wasteland. Like 3Dog would say, I heard our vault dweller saved a group of merchants that was held hostage by the Enclave. Good job, kid. And that there is an Enclave station that says a tragedy has happened at one of our outposts today when the wasteland maggot interfered in a negotiation and killed several of our men. And I really like this. Also, it gives the game more personality. Instead of being limited to just 3Dog, the Enclave radio, that's it. You know, I'd like to have more options, more personalities that you can choose from, and kind of follow their line of sight and just, you know, hear what they have to say about you. It kind of gives you more feedback on what you're doing and how much impact you're having on people, whether it be positive or negative. If you do something, let's say there's 5 radio DJs, you do something, you're kind of going through all these stations just listening, and each one of these guys, 3 of them have something bad to say about what you did, while 2 of them have something good to say about what you did. Naturally, you're going to kind of try to, depending on what kind of playthrough you're going through, whether it be good guy, bad guy, neutral, who cares then, you know, you're going to try to either please or piss these people off so that people get the message of what kind of person you are. So I feel like it could really influence what type of player you are trying to play as. So yeah, and also, like I said, just more personality. You know, you get to meet more people. You know, there has to be more DJs like 3Dog, but more melancholy ones as well. You know, it would add a good bit of variety, and each one has their own type of music as well. You know, more radio DJs would definitely be a fantastic addition to the Fallout series. Actually, now that I think about it, it's something I never considered. I usually kind of limited my mind to like 3Dog is the almighty one, and all the other ones they're all right. You know, but you know, I gotta say, having a bunch of radio stations, there are a bunch in Fallout, don't get me wrong, but like more radio personalities would be awesome. Maybe representing each faction, who knows. Anyways, the final wish comes from General Steelflex. His comment was a response to another comment, so I'm going to show that one first. So Gerald Camp says, I would like to see the ability to repair a robot to use a summon. Think how necromancy/death throw was done in Skyrim. This will let you feel more like a scientist/technician when you are playing that type of character. And then General Steelflex responds, summoning a robot doesn't make much sense, which I have to say, Gerald, I'm sorry, I entirely agree with. But if you could repair a robot as a temporary follower until they die, that would be pretty cool. And I really like this idea. We're going back to Coder, people. Oh, I get so excited when things relate back to Knights of the Old Republic, man. I love that game so much. And temporary followers was one of the things inside Knights of the Old Republic that I'd love to see come into Fallout. Basically, if you had spikes, like computer spikes or repair parts, you could repair battle droids to help you fight through waves of enemies. They could go on patrol mode and they could kind of go around the perimeter and take out people. You could send them on different types of objectives to do for you while you kind of go around the area and carry on with your business. So it kind of makes your work a bit easier, but it costs resources and it's temporary because they can die permanently, or sometimes they just randomly blow up in the game. I don't know why, but it's awesome. And I really like this idea of kind of temporary followers. You know, being able to repair a robot of some form and have him follow you around a specific area and kind of help you in combat until he dies would be awesome. Or bringing it back to life and getting some more lore, like extra special lore of the area you're in based off his memory chip. And you know, you could go ahead and do that. And but it costs a lot of repair parts or something along those lines. That would be totally cool. You know, but anyways, those are the 3 Fallout wishes. Thank you, Flaming Baby Punch, Mark Smith, and General Steelflex. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and leave your comments down below on what you would want to see in the next installment of the Fallout franchise, then go ahead and do so, and you just may be featured in this wonderful series. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Other than that, stay sexy, stay active, I love you all. Peace.